Sunrise on the land so white, feels like I'm meant to strike. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains tall, they stand in place.
Yo, Fluffs, what's up? It's good to see you all. Glad you could make it. Woo! We are joined by PJ. What's up, man?
Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And good to see
Very,
everybody.
very happy to. I'm happy you're here, man. Otherwise, I'd be all alone. And I don't want to be alone with Bob.
Who would be? Who would be?
So appreciate
who
you.
would
And
safe with Bob
Vicky,
alone?
yeah, and Vicky in the background as well. So hello, Vicky. And everybody in the YouTube lands, you guys rock. Please hit the likes, share the show. You guys are awesome. I want to just say we're only going to be doing an hour and a half max tonight because after this I'm going to be debating Will Duffy on about the final experiment.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting and fun. Note that PJ will be streaming it on his stream, so make sure to go and support his channel. And he's almost at 400 subscribers.
Almost.
So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button,
Yeah, man.
please. Yeah, but it's good to see you all. You guys rock. Hey, Matt just joined the house as well. What's up, Matt?
Yay.
Hey, greetings, people.
Good to see you, brother.
Greetings, Earthlings. Are you ready to be mystified by Bob the Science Guy and how we don't understand pitch data?
Mystified.
Mystified by a science guy. What is he, a magician?
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to
Well,
say,
he is practically.
I would be mystified if he actually used some science, to be honest.
That is the truth. I haven't watched anything of this yet, so it's going to be exciting to see what he actually has to present.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you guys. PJ, what's the channel called? Lasonic Sauce. And good to see you, Lasonic. By the way, I haven't seen in a
I'll
while.
put the link in for it now. There it is.
Awesome. Okay, so attitude indicators and the globe. Ooh, exciting stuff. Okay, guys, hit the likes, share the show. Let's get this party started.
Well, hi everyone, this is Bob the Science Guy, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, flight instruments, specifically the attitude indicator.
Nice.
Now, a very common argument that you will hear in the flat Earth is that in order to fly around the Earth, planes would have to dip their nose.
You just did that. Again. Remember he did that when he was live with me when I debated him? No, planes don't dip their nose, and then takes a plane over a ball and dips the nose.
Its nose. If it doesn't dip its nose, it's got to fly off into space. Well, if there was such a thing.
But this is how idiotic it is. Let me show you a plane dipping its nose around a globe while telling you it's not going to dip its nose around a globe.
I know.
Not a very good start.
No.
Yeah, you can't fix stupid. Exactly, Vicky. Can't.
To fly around the globe.
No, that's can't
but
fix
that can't
stupid.
be
That's
done
someone's name in
because
chat. That's can't fix stupid is Dave in chat.
Oh, but yeah, I'm saying you can't fix stupid. I'm talking about Dave, Bob.
But you can't.
if you look at the data from the flight instruments, specifically the gyroscopic attitude indicator, which is rigid in space, it shows
Notice, guys, he just said it's rigid in space, okay?
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. He just to say it's rigid in space.
Yeah.
that the plane does not dip its nose at all. Therefore, the Earth must be flat.
Yes.
Well, is this actually the case? Well, no, it's not. Because flight instruments are not gyroscopes. They are not rigid in space.
No, they run off a gyroscope. An attitude indicator runs off of a gyroscope. So there is his first mystic.
This
There's his
is
first magic trick.
right. So still not
This
science.
this is the first thing he does to be, to dupe his gullible audience.
Hmm.
Yes, obviously the flight instrument itself is not a gyroscope, but the attitude indicator works off of the gyroscope. Oh my word.
They are instruments that are gyroscopically stabilized, but in many cases they're self-correcting. For example, while the heading indicator, which matches your compass heading, is a gyroscopically stabilized instrument, it does not self-correct. And as a result, we have to manually change it every 15 or 20 minutes as we fly over the globe Earth.
Not over the globe Earth. You fly over a plane.
Yeah.
It's called an aeroplane for a reason. And yes, you guys know why you have to keep. They usually have to do it every 15 minutes or so. Manually do it. Well, the oldest you get automatic. These days, you do get automatic adjustments that they can do it themselves.
Hmm.
It's because you're flying in a very specific direction and it's not able to adjust. So that's why you have to manually adjust it to keep up with your course reading. Now, the same would be for the attitude indicator. If you're physically going over a curve, you physically have to show adjustment for it. Do we see physical adjustment?
No.
Do you see the issue here, Bob?
A little
I
bit.
tried to explain this to him while we were debating. Well, to him, it wasn't a debate, remember?
No, of course. It was a conversation.
Comes to debate to say, I'm not here to debate.
Come to a video, he says, I'm not here to debate you. When it was an actual debate, he was on. Oh,
It's insane.
that was.
However, the attitude indicator, which is also a gyroscopically stabilized instrument, does self-correct. And
Do you understand that? So, the attitude indicator and the heading indicator are both self gyroscopic indicators that correct, but one corrects, one doesn't.
Hmm.
So, how does that make it a globe exactly? The reason the attitude indicator can correct for itself is because what we call the right-hand rule. Okay? If you just understand that a gyroscope moves, it has momentum. It has what we call precession. So it has to be corrected for that precession, just because it has the right-hand rule. This is the same question. I don't know if these guys understand this. If you spin the gyro up on a runway and it has precession, which it does, and then you fly in the sky and it has precession, which it does, are you flying over a curve while you're sitting still on a runway? Because you're claiming curve is causing that precession?
Certainly not. Certainly not.
They don't really think past this thing. They don't think past their nose.
No. And then they'll
This is
throw
a bad
themselves under
start.
the bus. Then they'll throw themselves under the bus. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a bad start. If this is the best he's got, it's like, yes, I've heard of pendulous vanes, Wesley. The pendulous vanes are just there to correct it. It's weighted so it can go back out of its precession. That's what pendulous vanes are there for. It's not because of curve. It's because of the physics of the gyroscope. It's the same as if you take a bicycle tire, hold in your hand, and spin it. If you try and force it out of whack, it wants to go
Wants to
back.
come back.
Those pendulous vanes are just weights to get it back into its orientation correct. While you're flying, it has precession because it's forcing it out of that rigid plane constantly, because the plane is sitting at an angle of attack. It's sitting at 2 to 3 degrees with its nose pointed upwards.
Yeah.
Right-hand rule.
I used to love doing that as a kid, actually.
Sorry?
Getting the bike wheels going like that and failing it, force itself back up. Yeah, I used to do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. No, right. Debatable D. The right-hand rule is just giving the vector of the precession. That's all. Not saying that is what's causing precession.
corrects to the vector of gravity, which is down. And as a result, as it flies over the globe, it's constantly adjusting what down is and maintaining a particular attitude in relation.
Then why does it do exactly the same on a runway when it's not flying?
Mm.
Is it going over curve, Bob? And also, there is no pitch data to show for this.
No, and it would show. It would.
This guy is very, very desperate to just claim globe. And by the way, gravity is not a thing. It might be a pseudoscientific belief in consensus, but it's not science. It's not shown to be observable. There is no such thing as the force of gravity, even though they want to claim it is. Have we seen a scientific hypothesis and experiment for validating gravity? No.
The pendulous veins system is I take it you mean an attitude indicator, keeps the gyroscope upright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Keeps it in orientation.
that sounds about
That's what
right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, have you know when you play with, have you guys ever gone to a gym or whatever, and you have to get measured on a scale, your weight, and they have those, what's them scales that they move that little weight.
They tip the weight across. Yeah.
That's
Counterbalance.
exactly how the pendulous veins are working based on the gyro. It's just tipping to get it back to its orientation because it's being forced out of its orientation thanks to precession. Not earth curve. Precession is not earth curve. Precession is a byproduct of the angular momentum and the right-hand rule. There we go. It's just physics, man. That's it.
Relationship to that changing down. Now, to give you an exact idea of what I'm talking about, look at this drafting square. Notice that the top of this drafting square is 90 degrees to the long edge of the drafting square. Mm-hmm. So, if we look at this as the vector of gravity, if we simply rotate it like so, even though this is now a new down compared to when it was over here, this is a new direction for down, it's still at a 90-degree angle.
And you would still pick up pitch data because you would have a new down.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a new 90 degrees. So it would record it, obviously, because then the plane's going to have to follow that to that 90 degrees. But
Yeah, I mean, the guy just said that it corrects constantly. So then, if you have a new down, it would have the data to show there's a new down.
Yeah.
We're only 2 minutes in his video, and the guy has lost the plot completely.
I remember using them squares in technical drawing in secondary school.
I also want to ask Bob, does that set square curve?
Just on the handle. Well, not the handle, the slider, so to speak.
To that down. So as the aircraft flies over the curved surface of the Earth, down is constantly being adjusted to be the line between the aircraft and the center of the Earth. And that changes as it flies over the curve. So the angle that the attitude indicator is reading will not change, even though the downward vector is changing.
Oh, and that's why you need to adjust for it. That's why it self-adjusts. Because of the pendulous veins. I got an idea, Bob. Maybe take the pendulous veins off and see what happens. Do you understand how this is a contradiction in terms? Because he's literally saying the plane is physically following a curve. It is doing adjustments for this curve. But because it is doing the adjustments, there is no data to show the adjustments.
Yeah, that's the one.
What? This is insanity.
So let's go ahead and have a look at an actual attitude indicator. Now this is the attitude indicator that we're going to be using, the RC Allen. Notice there's a couple of features to it. First of all, this little kind of W-shaped feature here, it represents the aircraft. So
Mhm,
that
the
would be
wingspan, yeah.
the left or the port wing.
The
This
right
is the
wing,
right or the starboard wing. This is the center line of the
heading,
aircraft. The blue is up,
and that's
the
ground.
brown is down. Where the blue meets the brown is the horizon.
No.
This is your
Notice, guys, is that horizon curved?
No.
No.
I've never seen a horizon.
Yeah, it's just apparent. It apparently moves all over the place.
0 degrees there on that horizon.
Mm-hmm. Very beautiful. I do love also how they set the true horizon on the runway before takeoff. Because if you do that, then why doesn't the horizon change? Why doesn't it matter how far you fly? When you land again at a different airport, it's still the same horizon. Not possible on a globe, correct? Because he just said you get a new down.
And you don't. Of course. So. Contradict
bank
much.
indicator. This little red tag right here means that this unit is not powered up and functioning. When it is powered up and functioning, that will go away.
It's usually air vacuumed. That's why.
Right.
You know?
Okay. And down here, we have a little knob that we can pull to cage.
I love actually how they do the pull to cage, because they have to pull it out. They have to adjust it, and when it's adjusted, then they clip it back in. It's got like a gear in. If it's pulled out, you can adjust to the indicator, and then when it goes back in, it clips and holds those gears together.
The attitude indicator, which means hold it where it is. Now, obviously, this is a rather expensive piece of gear. I don't have one, but my friend Wolfie6020, who is a corporate pilot based out of Australia, does.
Hey, Roger, what's up, man?
No, Roger.
How are you doing today, guys?
Yeah,
I
you know
see
you've
Bob's busy. Yeah,
you know you've got an unfulfilled live stream from today.
yeah, no. I slept through it.
Okay. Got
What's
it.
up, Julio?
Is that Matthew? Ah, here.
Roll.
Yes, certainly is.
What's up, man?
Hey, Matthew.
And he did a series of videos on his attitude indicator a few years ago and has graciously given me permission to use some of his footage. Now, the first thing that I want to point out is this is the same attitude indicator that we looked at a moment ago. You have the model number and you can look up the specs on it if you wish. It is an electrically powered gyroscopic attitude indicator. Now, he's getting ready to go ahead and hook up the power supply to this. Notice the red off flag is showing, which indicates that the gyro is not spinning. The thing that I want to point out is notice that the airplane is not level with the horizon. Although the dot in the center is on the horizon, you see that that left or port wing is high and the right or starboard wing is low. Watch what happens when he powers up the gyroscope.
It corrects.
There's really no better time than now to take your productivity to the next level. Grammarly is offering 50%.
You can see that the off flag has disappeared.
Yeah, because it's on now.
You can probably hear the gyro spinning up.
Yeah.
And you'll see that it will slowly align itself to level.
I wonder why. It's because it has weight, the pendulous vanes, which is doing what? It's adjusting it to horizontal.
Calibrate.
Yeah.
So when you do this and you calibrate it on the runway, I might add, and you fly, it is trying to constantly keep that rigid plane that you had set. That's why you got that hold to cage for a reason, because you're trying to keep it to that set rigid plane. I mean, really? Does this guy think we were born under a rock or something?
Don't forget about the isobar, though. The isobar is the big issue.
Yeah. Just say the word isobar and you sound intelligent. Like that just means you don't pick up Earth curve because it's curving physically, but the data shows it's not curving physically because it's curving physically.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about being born under a rock, but a great grandfathers were actually rocks, that were rained upon for millions of years, apparently.
Yeah, we're all just cousins of rocks and stardust.
Yeah, absolutely.
I came from a tadpole that was underneath that rock. That's where I came.
Yes. You were advanced then. You were advanced for your age.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear it powering up. I have to say, Bob could have made this more exciting though. Just forwarded it or just gone back to it. Now we're sitting there, we're listening to a thing going, powering up and then watching it adjust. Yeah, it's
music on it or something, in the background or
anything.
He's going by his name. He's a boring old bastard, so he's going to make this as boring as possible.
B.O.B. boring.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Jim. Yourself as well.
Okay, I'm going to forward it a bit. We don't need to watch this. Yes, we can see it's adjusting. Just like we said would happen.
Attitude indicator.
Okay. So tell me, guys, was it flying over curve to self-adjust?
Certainly not.
No.
Last time I checked, that altitude indicator was sitting still.
Now notice that the attitude indicator now indicates that that table is in level flight, even though it didn't start off in level flight when he spun up the gyro. Now the question becomes, if a gyro is rigid in space, why didn't it stay at the original position once the gyro was spun up? It's
because it wasn't in its rigid space. It wasn't calibrated in. It gets calibrated using a vacuum, and the vacuum and the pendulous vanes make its orientation horizontal. Okay? So when you set it up as horizontal on the runway, that is your reference. That's how you set your true horizon.
Yeah.
So as soon as you take off, you know where the horizon is. You know where the ground is, so you don't crash. It doesn't make it fix Earth curve all of a sudden. It just gives you your horizon. It's so you know where you are.
Wes says, how much curve would you expect on a globe, Alan Norstrand? Well, you start allegedly.
8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah, exactly that. Which
Just
is
like the geometry dictated would be 8 inches per mile squared.
And you
And
see,
it's just, oh, but it's a parabola.
Yeah.
That's not our problem. That's the most accurate geometry up to 1,000 miles.
yeah,
So yeah. And do we see that 8 inches per mile squared?
certainly not.
No.
They're changing it now. Like Jesse Pathelite's handing out these little cards on the internet showing how they calculate C curve now.
Ooh.
I know.
because it's not rigid in space. It's gyroscopically stabilized, and it responds and self-corrects.
Is he telling us the gyroscope is not rigid in space?
He said it's not. It
Does he
corrects.
understand that gyroscope? There is a gyroscope inside the attitude indicator.
Wow.
I think he
Did he
knows that.
realize that Wolfie had that pin out when he stuck it on? That means it wasn't stuck in place. That's why he was calibrating it to horizontal. So when he calibrated and he stuck that pin back in, it will try and keep it at that horizontal that he just calibrated it to. He was calibrating it, and you saying, "Oh, it's adjusting for Earth curve."
If you could do it by itself, you wouldn't need an indicator, too. You wouldn't be able to know where the horizontal was.
Yeah, but look how simple this is. Okay, he's starting the let's say this rim is the gyro,
Okay.
and he starts spinning, but it's now off. It's not sitting at horizontal. So now he's going to put it on so it can get to calibrate it because now he's pulled the pin out. Remember,
Got
there's
it.
plates with gears. Let's see if I can actually get that quickly. Inside of a.
There's Matthew.
But this is why I call these guys deceptive. I want to see if I can get the right kind of photo to make it sound a bit more. To make it more visually.
I understand what you're talking about. I already drew a picture on mine. It's like it's gonna
It's
put
got a
the
gear.
gyro. Yeah, it's gonna push it to horizontal. It's gonna keep it there when you spin it up.
Yeah. The gears hold each other to keep it in that plane because you've calibrated it to that plane. What Wolfie did now is he kept that arm out so it has to calibrate. So he's calibrating it. And that's why it is self-correcting. So once it has self-corrected to horizontal, you stick that pin that you pulled out, you push it back in so it holds it.
At the
Cheers,
horizontal.
Matthew. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So it holds that plane of reference.
Yeah.
But you see, these guys being so deceptive, he's busy calibrating it and it's saying, you see, it's now adjusting. It's adjusting for gravity. So Earth curve.
That's where he goes next. I'm pretty sure he'll go to the center of mass, and he takes this a ruler and he'll walk you at an angle around a curve.
Well, let's ask them to do something again. Let Wolfie do that again with it off center. Put the pin in and then try putting it on and see if it's going to autocorrect.
It probably won't. It'll be stuck in that
Yeah, it
rigid
holds
spot.
the gear. It holds the gear in.
Yeah.
Bob. Like I said, we
Yeah.
weren't born yesterday.
And he's losing that hair quick, dude. Look at that thing go.
Yeah.
Just shave it off, Bob. Come on. Take the mustache too. It's horrible.
But yeah, at the end of the day, they're trying to be deceptive. They're trying to pull wool over people's eyes because they have gullible audiences. They say, look at this, it's self-adjusting for gravity, so therefore curve. In the meantime, they don't explain to you, you see that pen that you're pulling out? If it's not put in, it will adjust because it's got gears inside there that lock together. That's why you pull and pull. Otherwise, why do they have it there?
Good question. If you ran your gyro and your altitude indicator, whatever you want to call it, with the
Attitude.
pin out, would you wreck if you didn't
Yes.
set that horizontal? Yeah, that's what I was
Yes,
thinking.
you will. Because it sets your horizontal, it sets your horizon,
Yeah.
your true horizon. That's why they set this on the runway. That's why I wonder if I can, let me see if I can quickly get something. Give me 2 minutes.
He's trying to muddy the waters, man. That's what he's doing. You can see it, obviously. I'm gonna get me a ham radio and do a moon bounce too. I want to do that.
Yeah, man.
We can hit the moon with radar or
Yeah.
ham radio. Yeah.
And it comes back to a moving target. You know what I mean?
Yep. I know.
Wonder.
I hear you can do the same with the ISS too.
Of course.
Bob. He's a hobby dude. I think he's got one.
I want to see if I can, there's a certain video. I don't know if I'm going to find it. But it's where he's setting it on the runway. Anyway, I don't have time to look for it now, but they set it on the runway for a reason. Because it's setting the true horizon so you know where the ground is and the sky. It's as simple as that. And while you're flying your plane, it's trying to push that gyroscope out of that orientation that you set it into. So if Wolfie wanted to, he could have just kept it out of whack like it was, and didn't pull. Just stuck the gears in to hold it, and then put it on. It will stay where it is because it would be picking it up as that orientation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
To what the downward vector of gravity is. And to do that, it uses something called pendulous vanes, which we'll discuss further in a minute. As has been pointed out, some of the early attitude indicators did not have pendulous vanes, and that is correct. The earliest attitude indicator was a mason jar half filled with motor oil.
Yeah, because it works with weight. It's like if you go and stand and hold two weights in your arms, and maybe it's too heavy, it's gonna pull you to one side.
They're finding a balance, right, with both sides.
It's making a balance. That's all the pendulous vanes are there for. It's because it moves, it shifts over, and it counteracts the weight so it can orientate to show the true horizontal, which it was when you set it and calibrated it on the runway.
And you could use it and not get lost or lose your bearing. You could always find your true heading.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it
Kind
simple.
of give you an idea of what the direction of down was. We then went to gyroscopically stabilized attitude indicators, much like the current heading indicators that we have now. However, they had to be periodically readjusted due to gyroscopic precession as we went over the surface of the Earth.
No, it's due to gyroscopic precession because it has momentum, conservation of momentum. Ever heard of it? Oh, wait, you have. You always spout it on. Just like I was also trying to explain to him in the debate. When something is turning, it has what you call conservation of momentum. So it has the energy, okay? And that's what causes the precession, not damn Earth curve.
And don't you have to adjust things like that after a while because of mechanical noise? It'll actually throw the indicator off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. Let's say this phone of mine is a plane. It's sitting on the runway now. It's set the gyro for the horizontal, the horizon. Now it's taken off and it's flying level. Remember, that gyro, it's picking up the horizon like this. The gyro is being physically forced out of its orientation that was set, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's constantly trying to adjust to keep it back to the set horizon.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple. It's doing it.
Not
No
curve.
Does its job.
Insanity.
If it doesn't do its
Insane
job,
in the main
it's
brain.
I would hate to be a Bob's head, dude. It's got to be a madhouse in there, too.
It's crazy.
Hands appearing out of nowhere, punching you in the face.
I mean, it's like crazy. It's almost like the debate I had all over again with him.
Yep, same stuff.
All right. The debate that wasn't a debate.
No.
I'm not here to debate. I'm here to educate.
Exactly.
Wesley, the horizontal is a rigid plane in space. The gyro is physically moving out of that rigid place and trying to adjust to get back to that rigid place. You get it? Like the bicycle tire spinning in one plane. When you try and force it out, it physically wants to get back to that because it's a rigid plane. It wants to get back to that place. That's what a gyro does.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old
Modern attitude indicators have pendulous vanes and correct automatically to the vector of gravity. Now next we're going to demonstrate this auto correction. So I'm going to turn it back over to Wolfie and let him take it from
Yay,
here.
Wolfie again.
So the gyro is now aligned nicely, and what we're going to do is the first demonstration where I will deliberately put the gyro out by 20 degrees and we can time how long it takes to self-correct. And let me just show you first.
Well, why didn't you put the pull to cage? Why haven't
He
you
didn't.
caged it yet?
He's doing it on purpose, dude. That's why he's doing that.
Yeah, because he's a wolf. Remember? Wolfie. He's a dishonest beep.
Aye.
Aye.
He's in the wolf pack. What, Wolfie in the wolf pack?
Yeah, I see why you get pissed off at him because of this very thing, dude. This is underhanded as hell.
No, Wolfie's not in the
That's
wolf
all it
pack.
is. It's because they know they're talking to an audience that doesn't understand how the mechanics work of the attitude indicator. So they're getting the information from this dishonest guy. Okay,
And
he's giving them
Rickshaw's got a
half.
plan.
Yeah, he's giving them half truths. So they don't really think, okay, yeah, well, he's just showed me this, so obviously it's true. Well, he's not putting it in fix. He's not putting the pull to gate. That's what's there for a person to hold that gear in place.
Well, they're showing you the magic of gravity, but
Hmm.
not demonstrating it. Take it up in a
So,
plane like that, dude, and fly. Go ahead.
mhm. Yeah, haven't seen Sov in a while. I really do hope he's okay.
Yeah,
I
he's
saw him
on.
yesterday. He's on the Jaren's channel.
Okay,
He's
as
on
long as he's
Facebook
okay.
and that. I mean, he's replying to people on Facebook and stuff, but he just hasn't done a stream in 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, quite a while on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
It was his birthday the day before too. On top of it,
Yeah, that as well. Mm. Yeah, he did. He did.
The gyro is actually working. If I move the case, the gyro inside the artificial horizon is holding level nicely. If the aircraft were to pitch up, that's the indication you get. If the aircraft pitches down, that's the indication you get.
Okay.
The aircraft is banking to the right.
Yes.
It looks like that. The right wing is low. If it's banking to the left,
And notice all this time he's doing that is it's still holding the correct reference.
Yeah.
yeah, it is right in the center.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now look what's going to happen.
the left wing is low. So
Okay.
the artificial horizon is functioning correctly. So now what we're going to do is
See, taking it out of its cage. Now you're taking it out of its lock. You're taking it out of its what would we call it? Calibration.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you expect will happen when you take it out of its calibration?
It's going to lose its horizon, dude. As soon as he does it.
Man.
cage the gyro. I'm going to rotate
And then he's going to cage
about
it. Now
20
watch.
degrees to the right.
Yeah.
I'm going to release the cage and then put the case back, and you'll see it's just a little bit more than 20 degrees misaligned now. So I'm going to start the stop.
So a different
And what?
point.
And that's the point now. So
Yeah.
it's trying to adjust.
Yeah, of course.
Remember, you've literally taken the gyro and you tilted the gyro physically.
Recalibrated, really.
Yep,
You
he really
recalibrated
reset the
it.
horizon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's recalibrating it. This is why I call
That's-
this guy dishonest.
Yep. Anybody that's ever worked one of them would know that, wouldn't they? Seriously.
Watch. And we'll see how long it takes for the gyro to erect itself back to level.
And notice, guys, he made the horizon to the right. Okay? Which vector is gravity again?
It's
like-
down. Yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly, the pseudo force
Yeah.
of gravity.
So, wrong vector, Bob.
Now watch
Do we
this.
really have to? This is like really boring. Okay. Yes, it's adjusting. There we go. Come on.
By reading the vector of gravity and bring it back to level over time because it's gyroscopically stabilized, not rigid in space.
Because why? Because
You
it
reset
he reset it.
But it's not hard to work out, bro.
Literally, this is just the precession fixing. Because he put it out of whack.
Yeah.
But it'll go back to the horizon eventually, right?
Think of it this way: it's like taking a cup of water and turning it. No matter which way you turn it, the water's always going to have the same level. That's the same thing. Now they're just claiming that gravity and that gravity means curve. No, that doesn't mean gravity curve. It just means it's physics of the spinning gyro.
Yep.
Those gyros have weight to them.
That's why they put them in a vacuum, right? So
Yeah.
the weight doesn't interfere with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's gravity. Sorry.
But again, yeah. Notice that he made it right, not up or down, so it's not gravity. It's not curve. It's just trying to realign.
Okay.
Okay, this is boring.
Deliberately offset the gyro. It was just more than 20 degrees, and you can see now
Yeah.
Earth without having to dip its nose down. And quite frankly,
What has dipping its nose got to do with what it's doing now? It's just picking that the plane's banking.
Yeah.
So what's this got to do with curve? It's a different
Nothing.
direction.
Wow.
This is
Dumb.
we're going through these videos quite quickly because it's not hard to go through it.
Let's see what. It's refraction, guys. Come on.
Refracting gyros.
Yeah, it's a refracting gyro.
It's got eyeballs on it. It's looking at the horizon now.
Refractive graph parallax or whatever. It sort of says refractive graph parallax.
Oh, God.
the answer is yes, because we're going to see how long it takes to compensate for more than 20 degrees here in a moment, and I suspect it will be less than 80 minutes.
So what? It can take 400 days. It doesn't matter. The fact is, it's not Earth curve. It's no gravity.
Well, here's a lesson for
What's
you,
it
Flats. Don't pull your pin while you're flying.
Oh my
That's a
word!
good one.
I mean, is this the best this guy has to offer?
Yes,
Could be.
usually.
Come on. He's literally just sitting here watching Wolfie's video. Just
Watch your
forward
paint
it.
dry,
what we
dude.
do is just cage the gyro.
Okay, let's go back a bit.
Helicopter would function perfectly on something travelling as fast as the SR-71. It's correcting fast enough to easily compensate for the curvature of the Earth.
While it's sitting still on a table.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
demonstration.
So notice, guys, he's saying a gyroscope is accounting for curve while sitting still on a table.
Yep, that's what he said. Take it up in flight, dude. Do the same
Even
thing.
in an aircraft that fast. This time we're going to offset the angle in the other direction just to confirm that it wasn't a fluke in pitch. So what we're going to do is just cage the gyro. We're then going to pitch the aircraft upwards by about 10 degrees. I will release the cage
Nice.
and then lower the attitude. So that's now indicating about 10 degrees nose down. And if we start the stopwatch, let's
And
see.
again, he's got an issue. Which vector is gravity again, guys?
Just down.
Down. And his nose is pointing down, correct?
All right.
And which way is it going to correct now?
I don't think anybody in their right mind would do this with a gyro while they're flying a plane, dude.
No.
What is it? It'll show you the Earth curve. Is that what it'll do? You're gonna run into the ground, dude.
Weird. It's weird.
This is hurting me. It's hurting my brain, man. This
I
is how
know
stupid.
the excuses or the deceit they have to go to prove their point, and it doesn't prove it.
Yep.
man.
How long it takes for this gyro to correct back to level. Remember, it only needs to correct 1 degree in 8 minutes for an aircraft travelling at 450 knots. So let's see how long it...
Again, if rigid in space, there will be no correction no matter the time. The gyro itself is rigid in space. You locking the gear is, you see this panel on the attitude indicator? There is a gear to that and the gyro. The gyro is still spinning. It's still rigid in space.
Yeah.
You're just linking. Oh my word. You're just linking the mechanics of the gyro spinning to the attitude indicator and all its mechanics towards it. That's all you're doing.
Sonic doesn't think you know what you're talking about.
Well,
Really?
Zanuck doesn't understand half the things he
Oh.
ever talks about. So
Xanax in here. Hey, Xanax, how you doing? Long time no
I'm
see. Where you
surprised
been?
I'm surprised Zanuck's still around after all the butt whoop he's been getting from everybody since. I mean, how much years has this guy been around on Discord servers? And every time he opens his mouth, he literally gets whipped.
Yeah, what were we correcting to again, Xanax? To the horizon? Is that what you're correcting to?
Yeah. Zanuck doesn't even know that Coriolis effect requires 2 reference frames. He thinks it only needs 1.
I think I remember that back when on FED.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, he doesn't understand what's going on.
Not at all.
But you don't understand the finish the sentence, dude.
I don't understand, yeah. Come on, Bob, you could have made this more exciting. Come on.
Bobby boy. I don't know if Bobby knows what excitement is. I don't think his testosterone levels have ever gone above medium, whatever that is. You know what I mean?
He's a married man, right? He's got to have a wife, right? I'm pretty sure he
No.
does. Huh?
He's married, yeah. So boring.
So it's easily correcting 10 degrees in 8 minutes. It only has to correct 1 degree in 8 minutes.
Doesn't matter. It's not correcting for curve.
1 degree.
And by the way, would this be accumulated data?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So let me put it this way. Would you be able to have a measured data for this?
They do, don't they?
No.
Pretty sure we got a hold of something. They don't.
No, because the pitch data shows it doesn't do this.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course. Yeah.
All right.
And
So, like,
Bob's argument is the reason it doesn't do it is because it's doing adjustments.
It's doing adjustments. We've got no record for it.
Let me show you doing adjustments while it's not giving you data that it's doing adjustments. Because it's doing adjustments.
That's what doing adjustments is. That it should show you that it's doing something. So the data would show you that.
the actual plane's not doing that. The gyro's doing the adjustments.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're maintaining that horizon. Yeah.
Yes. Even if your attitude indicator is out of whack and your plane is still flying level, the gyros is what's fixing everything. The gyro is still trying to keep that rigid space. And the fact that they claim a gyro doesn't have rigid space is idiotic.
Mm-hmm.
It shows they don't even understand what a gyro does.
Wow.
And to maintain that, you have to have lift to keep that horizon, right? You got to maintain a speed, a constant. Yeah. It's kind of hard to like.
2 degrees.
Yeah, remember to fly level. Let's put it this way: to change anything on a plane, okay, you got different forces. So you either have to push throttles, you have to have more force to be able to keep that angle, or you have to pitch your plane to be able to get more air to be able to give it lift. So if I fly this, let's say 2 degrees, and I slow down, eventually you'll still fall.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough air pushing to it. But if you're not using enough thrust and you are able to angle a bit more, it is able to this is why plane stall, because
Yeah.
it's a right or left adjustment. One's too much or the other. Eventually, something's going to happen, and that's why plane stalls.
Lift and
You
drag,
can't
isn't it? Lift and
you can't
drag.
picture if plane straight up, you would actually stall out eventually.
Yeah, it's a dance of it's a fine dance to have the right amount of everything. Nice speed, correct angle of attitude, angle
Yeah.
of attack, and everything.
Because I mean, it's why the plane's wings are tear shaped for the lift and drag, isn't it? It's a combination of like two things that make it fly. Obviously, the lift will be angling up and the drag on the wings. That's the combination of that gives it the lift.
Yeah. It would be almost impossible to fly over a curved surface, wouldn't it?
Mm.
You got to maintain that level horizon for a distance so you can get lift to start with, right?
Let's just quickly listen to Bob's closing statement here and then laugh at him.
Okay. He's got another video he did right before this one too. Took a look at it. It's
Okay.
just about the same. It's horrible.
In case you're wondering why it's just there, so the body of the artificial horizon is not perfectly level there, and that accounts for that very slight angular difference.
So when you set the horizon there and you're showing it's not perfectly level, you made our point that it's not gravity. Because if it was gravity and it's a stationary thing, it will be perfectly level, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
Way to
That's
debunk
fine.
yourself, Wolfie.
And Bob. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Bob. Yeah,
Thank
we've
you,
got
Bob.
thanks Bob as well. We've got thanks Bob as well.
Wesley, just because something has 10 times the views doesn't mean it's not boring.
Oh wow. Wow.
Remember, the guy's got like 30,000 subscribers almost. So people want to see how the attitude indicators in the globe. People can still click on, but it doesn't mean it's not boring. Just like we clicking on it, we watching it, but it's boring.
There was a YouTuber. There was a YouTuber that used to sit in the middle of his room, stare at the camera, cross-legged, and just smile at the camera, not say a word for about 4 or 5 hours at a time. And he's got millions and millions and millions of views. That
And it
is
was boring.
crap. Yeah.
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 You know, this makes me think of Planet Peterson. Whatever happened to that little?
That Planet Peterson is a reason why he won't discuss with us. It's because he's got scripted people on. Everybody he debates is just scripted, man. It's simple as that.
If I just tilt it so that the bubble level is level,
He made it level. Holy
Nice.
crap!
bubble level is level now,
Smart.
you can see the wings are perfectly level also.
Nice.
Now
So
lock
not
it.
gravity then.
Horizontal is level.
Because remember, they claimed that it adjusts for the gravity to the center of Earth, correct?
Yep.
So even if your table was uneven and not level, it should still show level to the center of Earth. It didn't. Why? Maybe think of that.
I am.
Man, this is idiotic.
So just to sum this up, it's very obvious that a gyroscopic attitude indicator is simply gyroscopically stabilized. It's not rigid in space. It is self-correcting to the vector of gravity. So as the direction of down changes as we go over the curved surface of the Earth, the attitude indicator easily corrects for that and maintains level flight.
Great. So where's the data for this?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lie, dude.
Yeah, so where's the data for this? Oh, wait, there is no data for this. Hence why we bring up the pitch data.
Yeah. Did he show some in this earlier before I came on? Didn't he? I thought he showed a piece of it, or is it probably in the next video? He pulls up the pitch data from QE's channel.
I mean, no, he didn't show it on this stream.
Yeah, it's probably another video. He's got two of them about.
But yeah, it's not hard to understand. If you don't have any data supporting your claim, maybe your claim is bogus.
Oh,
So that was a quicker stream than I
Done.
anticipated.
Is that
Yeah.
done? Cool, cool.
That's Bob for you.
Well, that's Bob, isn't it? A man of little information, and plenty of words in that little information. But at the same time, boring.
Wesley doesn't think it's boring.
It's not boring. Of course, it's not boring, Wesley. Not for you. Of course not.
Hey, Kim's in the chat. Hey, Kim.
Yeah. She was in the backup channel, so yeah, that's in the backup.
Hey, Kim, good to see you. Yeah, yeah, Will Duffy's going to have to answer to me about why it's not science and how it's a false dichotomy.
Someone said good luck earlier. I don't think you need good luck at all.
Nah, you don't, man.
So it's going to be quite exciting to see how he's going to defend this total nonsense that he calls the fine experiment. That's not science, and it's just a false dichotomy.
Yep.
Well, I talked to Jaron yesterday, and he's telling me he doesn't like what Duffy's doing on his videos. He was giving him crap too. I thought he's going to hop on a plane with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Duffy's not helping on the plane. Duffy's not going, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, he's not going. Damn it, that's right. McToon's got the money, I guess. He's going for sure. He's going to pay $5,000 out of pocket of his own money to do it. That's what he told Jaron. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you're not going to get that $10,000 in the challenge.
Windy
You know,
outside.
you'll never ever get anything. It doesn't matter what you present.
I hope the
You
internet
can't,
holds out.
you can't even use any kind of Mercator in this challenge too. You can't have any references, from what I gather. That's one of the stipulations in McToon's.
Even if you show the Cartesian coordinates come from a flat plane measurement, they still just announce, "Oh, but it's for a globe." Yeah, but to get it, you had to get it from a flat Earth.
Yeah.
So it's first flat to the globe, but they don't accept it. That's why I just say whenever they bring these idiotic challenges up, it's just like, what's the use? It's redundant. There is no outcome other than them just saying, "No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that." They just
They
move
told
the
Brian
goalpost.
Leakey the same thing when he came in with measurements where he actually showed coordinates.
Use trigonometry. Yeah, he used normal, ordinary trigonometry.
Does Wesley not know that maps are flat?
he probably knows that, but decides to ignore the fact.
You wrap it around a ball. That's what.
Oh, it wraps perfectly, doesn't it?
Wow, that was a bit quicker than I anticipated. So,
go ahead.
So you got to do another video. You just got to take an hour before take an hour to chill before the.
Yeah, guys. I think we're gonna end it here, maybe.
Might as well.
And then, because I have the debate in an hour with Will Duffy on MDD, then I'll just chill a bit before that. And yeah, guys, make sure to go hop onto PJ's because he's going to be streaming it. PJ, maybe put your link in again for everybody. Oh, you have already.
Mickey's has already got it. It's all there.
Yeah, guys. So go and hop onto PJ's. He will be streaming it. If you guys want to support his channel, and if you haven't subscribed to PJ yet, why not? And Roger.
Three more.
Roger, both of them have channels, man. Come on.
Absolutely.
Roger, you should. Yeah.
It's really windy outside. Hopefully the internet holds out. It should. It should be all right.
It's cold where you are, PJ, right?
PJ, show me the flat Earth map. All maps are flat Earth maps.
All maps are flat, yeah.
They're all flat, dude.
I don't know why they don't understand. Maps are just coordinate system based.
I know.
Take that same coordinate system and wrap it around a donkey.
We don't live on a model. We don't live on a map.
Rob can
We
take
live
his
in.
crusty sock elsewhere.
You can. We live on God's creation,
2 minutes.
which is a level Earth, as described in Genesis, in the Bible, scriptural. God says so. Flat
That
Earth.
channel I just banned is 2 minutes old.
2 minutes, no doubt. Yeah, it'll be one of the other trolls that probably was banned.
Who's this Wesley guy, anyways? I've never seen him before.
No idea.
He's started coming up the past few streams, hasn't he? Past week or so.
Leslie. Who?
Wesley.
Oh, Wesley. Yeah, no, man, he's harmless. He's suffering what we call cognitive dissonance at the moment.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
can't take that his globe is false.
He's never out of order in chat, so he hasn't had the
No, he's okay.
he hasn't had the pleasure of being banned yet.
No, he's okay.
Do-
Hey, Kim's in the right chat.
There she is.
uh,
Nice.
yeah,
Call
it's
her
going to be
Flatsy.
interesting. It's going to be an interesting discussion with Will Duffy. But what I like is he actually contacted me for this. He actually wanted to have this debate with me. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I wonder.
And right before they all have to go to freeze their tits up in the snow and ice. Okay.
Well, let's see because
Well,
it's
there has been some people bringing theories up that this whole thing was already done in June, because in June's time, a lot of people that supposedly are going on this also was gone for a few days.
yeah.
When I talked to Jaron yesterday, he didn't say anything about them pre-making the whole video. He didn't bring that up.
Yeah, well,
That
why
wasn't
would he?
part of it. Yeah, no.
Or why
That's my
would
point.
he? But yeah, that's an interesting thing to think about. Um, but I don't think I don't think they did pre-record it though. But we never know these days because there's just so much dishonesty going around everywhere.
I mean, the money making thing allegedly Jaron come up with about wearing the GoPro from this place. I would have thought taken that as a given. I thought somebody would have done that anyway. I thought it would have been a money thing that you pay $50 for this, you get that. Pay $100, you get this. I just thought it would be a given as part of the whole experiment. You know, I thought it would,
McTominay's going to wear one anyways for his own safety, dude. He said he's going to record the whole thing.
I mean, every person that goes on holiday is doing an experiment.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Bring back pitch data when you come from your holiday.
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm
It's okay.
gonna ask again, like we've been asking for years now. Can anybody show us a viable scientific hypothesis and experiment for gravity? Then you can show us pitch data that account for Earth curve. And then you can actually show how we know it's the Earth moving and not the stars moving. And then you can show us how it's physical curve while it's literally showing to be optical.
Absolutely.
You want a lot for Christmas, don't you, Flatzoid?
Yeah, I just want the people to understand their belief system doesn't dictate reality.
And
Their
that's
belief system goes against reality, but yet they want to claim it to be real. Oh, and I missed one. And then show us how you can have gas pressure without the necessary antecedent of containment.
absolutely.
It's like coal in your stock in there.
You just can't have gas without it. Gas pressure, gas. Any of it can't have without
Matthew said,
no such thing as gas.
read that comment from Matthew.
Yeah, seen it. Yeah, his Wesley is like me. His mum dropped him on his head, except he was dropped twice a day every day.
Oh, man.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of how the streams will work, because
You do the Christmas, well, not Christmas thing, but you go on to see family and that.
where's my? I'm trying to get my calendar now.
Calendar.
Why is my calendar not showing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to redo my stream at like 8 o'clock, though. I
Okay.
reschedule it.
So I'm not going to be able to be streaming from, I think it's the 16th. I'll be streaming the 5th to the 15th, but on the 16th I'm not going to be able to stream, and maybe the 17th. But the 18th, 19th, 20th, I'll be streaming in the mornings then.
Just well, I mean, I can stream at night time. Just let me know the days and that. Just do it. Show me. Just put a list of the days in Element when you're ready.
Yeah,
That'll make it easier on me because you're going to be on in the mornings instead of the afternoons for me here. So,
but I'm gonna have some nice, interesting streams and stuff. Gonna be look at some sunrises and stuff like that, and
nice.
Just sitting and chilling and chatting like last year.
Yeah, you did a few lives from your phone as well as just chilling down your phone, didn't you? Slam dunk this good enough for all of us flats.
Yeah, guys, the debate's starting in about an hour.
Yeah.
So I think when I end the stream here, so I can get myself all sorted, like getting some water, cooling myself off because it's 32 degrees Celsius at this moment still. It just doesn't want to cool off.
I'm going to take the dog out.
Yeah, take
Good
the
idea.
dog out.
The doggy.
I'm going to dye my hair.
If
The
it was a,
keeper.
if it was a globe, you could just open the door and the dog will fall out itself.
I know.
Yeah,
I thought for a while. Absolutely.
I'm going to ride on my skateboard everywhere, just roll everywhere I go.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool.
Well, didn't you hear? They say that's not true. It's a straw man when you say every point tangent to your feet is downhill.
But-
Obviously, they've never seen what a ball is.
Yeah, that's a bit
Nope.
weird when it is. It can't be. It can't be uphill. 'Cause then you're in a concave. You can't.
You go nowhere.
And you're in level. It has to be down.
Yeah, who's it going uphill to and who's it going downhill to? That's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's it. Hump or slow.
Oh, Canagoo.
Canagoo.
Come out, Canagoo.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks, guys, all for coming. I appreciate you all. Appreciate everybody. If you haven't hit the likes, please do. It really does help. Share the show. You guys are awesome. Make sure you hop onto PJ's later and support him. And then I'm not going to have an after show because it's going to be too late when it ends. But I will be putting the debate on my channel as a premiere, obviously. And then we can have an after show chat stream about it as well, but just not tonight.
Cool.
Anyway, thank you all for coming. Many, many blessings, and may the pressure be with you. Cheerio. See you just now.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Crafted signs of the divine. I'm made for something true. In God's plan, my path renews. Flat earth made by Him. My journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day. Guided by His gentle sway.